banku tumal mu beto na doku sone yata atariata akoita andung allan na yata Gambia banko kan Supersonics le dinkiral siyata katambinyin tumal mu meti Supersonics be banku tan sabani nani le to fota findu bankol to dung ila Google Play Store to wala ila Apple App sign ye Supersonics la money transfer app o download pour que ifa munafang na service la ju am jom nen dem xol ki moy kan tek len fofu sen bara ma won len ki moy kan suñu gan moy kan
man ñu ma xam man am ci and I'm proud muna ko wasi internet bi man buguma yefi yaha because luka buguma yefi yaha man duma de faté gannaaw man numa deka America 21 years no ñew I always remember I'm from Nyamena Tankunko a village where people are still suffering and people don't have the basic necessities of life. ñu gis ne yaa ngi America gis ne tam da ngay boot susu ak yàggul nii rek ñu dégg susu bi nga xam ne internet ba am ko laal ñeneen ñi ngi wane Joma Badou moo jël xaalis America ak yooyu ñu bëggoon a xam yow ban façon susu. Oh non xamara yi leer kon naa te musu bokk si susu yooyu. Because man jayuma suma boppa waaye man duma dee kufam ba pare duma dee technique boot man mun naa àndaa yow nga am diamond 10 times nga ransala ko billahi walaay taala dama laa wax ne rafet na de waaye xam naa ne man su ma ko buggee jënda du baasi man.
bi nga doon ñëw wax nga sa jëkkër yaa ngi ñëw.
non
waxuloo ko dara.
waxuma ko de maa ngi ñëw moo tax tàggoo ma ñu bari.
da nga mos a jëfandikoo taba o.
subhanallah.
Just come with me let me show you. xool leen lii foo leen mos a gisee semestre buy ñëw holiday di ñëw si on place am di sanse lii xool leen lii
St. Augustine's and Gambia High School were undoubtedly the two major schools that compete in the Gambia in terms of when it comes to sports and academics. Our principal could be scared to actually pass in front of Gambia High, and the same thing with Mr. Carr. We are all cool. We always went to Gambia High School to take their girls. Yeah. So I came up with the idea. I thought we should be able to reconcile these two schools.
The Gamsen Reconciliation Team. Unity. Today, tomorrow, and forever.
Today, if there is any Gambian Talents promotion, it's because of my involvement with Singate.
Yeah.
Now, Gambian Talents is one of the first online radio stations.
No doubt.
Yes. Life is all about trial and error.
Right.
A lot of us give up too soon or too quick. Whatever the heart and mind of the person conceives and believes, it can surely achieve.
Right. Thank you, policeman. His Excellency the President, Cabinet Ministers here present, the Deputy Secretary General and Secretary Cabinet, the Permanent Secretaries, board members, governors, marine directors, directors general, service chiefs, all protocols are respectfully observed. I'm Mr. Lamin Kamara, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, who is the chair of this occasion today. And I'll first start by calling on the Imam, Ratib, to give us prayers in the Muslim way. Imam?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ والمصور له الأسماء والحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض هو الحجيج الحكيم نصر من الله وفتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ونعم المولى ونعم النصير نصر من الله فتح قريب وبشر المؤمنين إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده الملكوت والجبروت سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين
You are the creator of heaven and earth. All things come from you. So we thank you this day for waking us up because many have died. We thank you for this beautiful project that will be inaugurated by your son, Adama Barrow. Father, we pray that you make this project a success. Then we do not only ask for this, we ask for your blessings upon him because you have chosen him to lead us at this point in time. Give him wisdom that sits by your throne. Protect him, protect all of us. Give him good health. Give him the power, the knowledge to rule your people according to your will. Father, there are different things we have to ask from you. But we ask above all that your blessing and your power and your anointing will continue to remain with us through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor, for those prayers. Amen. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today marks another milestone in our quest to address the electricity supply problems of our beloved country, the Gambia. Since adoption of the 2017 electricity roadmap, many projects were embarked upon, ranging from policy and regulatory instruments, increasing generation capacity, to the expansion and restoration of our transmission and distribution network. All this could not have happened without collaboration and partnership from our multilateral and bilateral partners. This includes other stakeholders such as ministries, departments, and agencies of the country. It interests me to know that collaboration, cooperation, and communication is key to the success of any entity or project. These 3 C's characterizes the relationship between the ministry, NAWEC, and their stakeholders, which made the new power station a possibility today. We have got support from MOFIA, Minister of Justice, Minister of Health, Minister of Defense, and other stakeholders. It was during the COVID when there was a lockdown. We had to get the cooperation from the Minister of Health to give some waivers, cooperation from the Minister of Defense also to ensure some of our engineers are ferried into the country to be able to complete this power station, and that made it possible today for its inauguration. It shows that collective efforts and inclusive workforce is what makes you deliver. This is the hallmark of today's NAWEC. We shall continue to nurture such a pragmatic and action-oriented approach to deliver all the projects lined up for both electricity and water. Your Excellency, through the support of government and the National Assembly, we have raised enough funds from donors in order to realize universal access in the Gambia. I want to recognize the presence of the board, of the chairman and the vice chair and other board members here, who have also been very instrumental. And our former managing director, Baba Fatajo, who is here to grace this occasion with us, who is our ambassador in South Africa. So on this note, I just want to give an outline of the program. The next stage will be getting a welcoming remarks from the governor of the West Coast region, Mr. Lamin Sane. That will be followed by remarks from the managing director, Dani Juara, and remark of the ISDB representative will not be possible because of due to circumstances beyond their control. They could not make it to the Gambia. We will have remarks from the contractor after the entertainment. That will be just a 10 minutes entertainment, and that's it. And then the consultant also, unfortunately, they booked all their air tickets because of the poor weather conditions. They found it difficult to fly into the country. So we'll have a statement from the Honorable Minister and get to the climax of the event as the keynote address by His Excellency the President, Adam Barrow. And then finally, the unveiling of the plaque and of the plans.
Without full supply of affordable electricity, the developments of a nation will hardly be realized. This making life, or thus making life, uneasy for the citizens. For us to gain economic growth, better education, communication and information, fight global challenges, transformative processes, we need absolute affordable and reliable electricity supply all over the country. Mr. Chairman, the theme for this inauguration, that is the road to universal access to electricity in the Gambia by 2025, is really apt. With His Excellency's 2020 Meet the People Store, this was one of the promises we communicated to the people. Today we are here seeing this thing happen in our eyes. Therefore, I wish to thank His Excellency for fulfilling the roadmap towards this success. West Coast region has been very critical in the geopolitical history of the Gambia. Having these power plants established in Brikama, as well as being inaugurated, is highly welcome by all the people of the region. We must say, His Excellency, thank you very much. I have no doubt in my mind that this will not only usher in new development, but will rather transform the lives of all Gambians, as well as minimize the concentration of rural-urban migration, which has congested the metropolitan towns of Brikama and KMC. Many young people have migrated to the towns to look for opportunities, which is due to lack of electricity and good environment. This project will solely address all these challenges. As I am requested to make a welcome remarks, I therefore want to profoundly thank the government of the Gambia, the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, who are the implementing agencies for this project, the staff of NAWEC and the board who made this day possible. On behalf of the entire people of West Coast Region, the chiefs of West Coast Region, the technical advisory committee members, regional chairpersons and team, mobilizers, chairman of the Brikama Council and staff and councillors, council of elders, and all other stakeholders, I wish to welcome all of you for this great event. Happy Independence Anniversary to everybody. Thank you all.
Thank you, Governor. And I think you've really communicated our message out there and the desire and sector objectives of the ministry and the government at large to provide universal access in the country. Next on the agenda, we'll have a statement from the Managing Director, Mr. Nani Juara. Andy, you're welcome.
President Barrow la kado ka apply ci ko di le play kam jade mala bara ci na ba hani na ko tin ko ko
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Barrow, the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, the Deputy Secretary General representing the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, Secretary to Cabinet, Honorable National Assembly members, senior government officials here present, the Governor of West Coast Region and other local government officials, the Chairman and Board of Directors of NAWEC here present, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I thank the Almighty Allah for giving me the opportunity to be part of this important inaugural ceremony marking the official inauguration of 2 new 10 megawatts heavy fuel generators here in Brikama, West Coast Region. The project is the second phase of the generation expansion project funded by the Islamic Development Bank and the Gambia government, the first of which was inaugurated a few years ago. And the contractor for that project was Wärtsilä of Finland. And that the capacity of the generator for the first phase of this electricity expansion program is about 8.9 megawatts. And that's the other power plant next to this new one. Your Excellency, the main objective of this project is to narrow or close the generation gap, that is the demand and supply gap within the GBA. The 2 generators being manufactured by MAN of Germany, and these are dual fuel inbuilt generators that can use gas at a later date when we are able to convert them. Both generators are new, and the EPC contractor for this project was, is STX of South Korea, and also our own Jar Oil of the Gambia. Yes, that is Hamidou Jar, one of the leading entrepreneurs in this country. The initial contract for this project was awarded to STX Heavy Industries of South Korea and also Global Trading Group of Belgium. But due to unforeseen circumstances, mainly as a result of decisions from the US government, the consortium between STX and Global Trading Group could not proceed. And that has created an opportunity for Jar Oil to partner with STX to complete the project. So we are grateful to Jar Oil for taking the risk to partner with STX after the initial award to the first consortium. Thank you, Mr. Hamidou Jar, for that decision. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioning of this new power plant will be a great what's called boost in terms of our generation capacity. I can say for certain that since the commissioning of this project in 2020, by October 2020, NAWEC has increased the generation capacity by 30%, and that has given us the opportunity to be able to maintain reliable and steady power supply within the GBA since October of the last year. So we thank the contractor and the consultants for a job well done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this power plant that we are going to inaugurate, in addition to already the capacity that we are receiving from car power with NAWEC generators, we have a total now available generation capacity within the GBA up to about 90 megawatts for the first time in many years. Today, we can proudly stand here and say to every Gambian that at least the NAWEC is able to provide electricity to most people within the GBA with little or no interruption, and we have a reserve capacity of between 10 to 20 megawatts at any given moment. So that's a big plus. However, we are also aware that at least 50% of the generating sets that we are also maintaining have aged over time. And because of that, we have started a process of procuring through an IPPA a 30 megawatts dual fuel plant that we also intend to construct in this country through private participation. So the tendering process is at an advanced stage. We got support through the Minister of Energy from the African Legal Support Facility to assist us in this process up to the conclusion, and we hope this will be done very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, NAWEC is also exploring opportunities in renewable energy sources as part of our energy mix, and recently we have launched a tender for the construction of 20 megawatt solar plant in Jambur through the support of the World Bank. This process is also at an advanced stage, and hopefully before the end of the year we will sign a contract with the potential EPC contractor. In another development, the West African Power Pool, in collaboration with the government of the Gambia and the ECOWAS region entirely, are working hard to identify a good location within the Gambia to construct a 150 megawatt solar plant. And this process is also ongoing, and as we speak, we have two distinguished Gambian executive directors within WAP with a high-powered delegation visiting with regards to this project. We are very optimistic that Gambia could be used as a hub for solar projects within the region. And this is going to be a big plus in our side to have least cost electricity generation capacity in the country. And we also continue to work with our partners, our sister utilities in the region, to harness cheaper sources of energy so that this country, that people have always been complaining that our tariffs are high. Yes, because our tariffs are high, it depends on our mode of operation. But with all these additions, we are very optimistic that the cost of energy will significantly go down, and we have the support of the government, and inshallah this will happen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to renew our commitment to the government and to the Gambian people, and to the Gambian people of our resolve to maintain reliable and affordable energy supply for the people of this country from now on. From today and going forward, we will ensure that that is achieved. We will also maintain that there is financial prudence in whatever we do, so that this company that has suffered a lot in the past will be financially viable in short or in the next near future. The turnaround of NOEC is within reach because we are carrying out the necessary reforms to be able to change things in NOEC. And this, we have gotten the support of the government of the Gambia. And Your Excellency, we are grateful for your government support with little or no interference in our activities to ensure that we deliver the services that your government has also set for yourselves, so that Gambian people can at last have reliable power supply and power and electricity, water supply in the country for the good of our economy and everyone in this country as well. Finally, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, I want to take the opportunity to thank the following: the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs. The objectives that we have set for ourselves are achieved on time. Finally, I will repeat, Hamidou Jah and his team has also contributed significantly to the success of this project. As a Gambian company, we will continue to encourage companies like Hamidou Jah to participate in projects like this, so that the money that we are also receiving from our donors at least stays in this country. And therefore, companies that have the potential should start working together to make sure that some of the projects they can also participate and ensure that some of the funds also stay in country. So thank you very much, Hamidou and team. The board of directors, who are also represented almost by 4 to 5, including the chairman, the vice, and other board members, we are grateful. They are supportive to the management, and we will continue to work with them under their guidance to make sure that we deliver the goods. Let me just say this. Our board chairman has been telling us, you either deliver or you'll be delivered. But Mr. Chairman will ensure that you don't deliver us, we will deliver the goods as expected. So special thanks to the committee for the excellent job, and I thank all the stakeholders for the support that you are rendering. This is your company. Continue to support us. If you support us, the rest assured that you will also get what you want from us. And this we have been getting from you from day one, and we hope this will continue. For our critics, your criticisms are welcome, because that helps us to improve and change things at NOEC. And we will not shy away from our responsibilities to you, and be rest assured that we are in this together. So thank you everyone for your time, and we hope we have an enjoyable inauguration ceremony. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, MD, for those insightful and reassuring remarks. I think it's very important that you recognize the presence of local companies, which is important, and we want to assure His Excellency the President and the people of the Gambia that it has become the modus operandi of the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, that all the projects we'll be doing will have local companies partnering with the contractors going forward. And this is one example of that. To transfer knowledge and skills. Collaboration and cooperation, we have mentioned it in my initial remarks, and we have re-echoed that. But just to say that the 150 megawatt solar plant is we're working on with WAP. We've been working with the Minister of Lands and regional government, because they're very instrumental in providing the land area for those projects. So this is why the collaboration and cooperation is always needed in all the across the length and breadth of the government machinery. At this juncture also, I want to, he mentioned about his sincere gratitude to the Minister of Finance. I think really kudos to the Minister of Finance. They've been very supportive of our projects. They've helped us mobilize funds. And just 2 days ago, they provided us 131 million to compensate for the transmission and distribution line network that is coming from Brikama to Jabang. And before that, we had received 87 million last year for the Jambur solar plant compensation. And they've been really there to help us and get these funds. And the National Assembly also has been very supportive to agree in allocating these funds to the cause. So we thank you very much. And His Excellency the President has personally also been supporting our projects. And we really are proud that he personally championed all the projects we have and assured the nation that we are going to deliver. That means he has trust in us, and Your Excellency, we promise you that we will deliver according to the promise we said, and without no iota of doubt, the sky is the limit. Thank you. Now I want to call on the IT representative, the contractor, to give his remarks. Welcome. The representative of the contractor.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, President of the Republic, Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, Honorable Ministers here present, senior Gambian government officials, members of the press, Mr. Nani Juara, NAWEC MD, Mr. Babukar Fall, NAWEC Power Generation Director. Dear friend, on behalf of Mr. Kil Kwang Min, STX Project Manager, and Mr. Hamido Ja Oil CEO, it is a pleasure to be joined today for the inauguration of the Brikama 3 power plant, an important accomplishment that will open the door for a continuing and expanding progress. As we inaugurate the facility today, I would like to share with you my respect for the extraordinary workforce that came together to produce this remarkable project. NAWEC as owner of this facility, Islamic Development Bank as founder of the project, ONI as owner consultant, MAN as engine manufacturer, balance of plant suppliers, STX as a main contractor, and JA Multi-Industrial Company as a Gambian subcontractor to execute and to put into service the whole power plant. Thank you all for making this project a strong reference for the Gambia. I would like to express my admiration for all the parties who work together in the interest of the project and the interest of the Gambia. We congratulate you on this important event. This project is not only a major change in the economic life of the Gambia, but also an inspiring model of how such change can best be accomplished. The implementation and operation of Brikama 3 power plant will have positive impact over the quality of life of people who live within the umbrella of the project, an important resource not just for factories and industry, but also for rural activities and small business, as well as school, street, offices, hotel, and homes. It's a milestone and an important stage in our country lives. My team and I are very grateful for being at the foreground of this project and will always be ready to put all the knowledge we have and the experience we acquired at the service of such upright national cause. And I hope this dear country, with the help and support of its leader, will continue in the path of dynamic growth and strategic expansion. It's a country with limitless potential and endless possibility. Dear friends, despite all the obstacles and constraints, the fear of the current pandemic and slowdown of activity, we were able to carry on and deliver. Once again, I wish you all the good health and success, and I wish the dear and most friendly people of the Gambia peace and prosperity. Today's event is an important and long awaited. May we always be gathered in happy condition and promising prospect. My congratulations to you all.
Thank you. I'm representative from SPX South Korea, who are the contractors that did a wonderful job in delivering despite the challenges faced during the COVID period. Now, before I move on, I just want to recognize the presence of the former Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Amadou Diallo, who is here with us. The CFO and Alcalos here present, and the communities around here that join us to grace the occasion. I now have the honor to call on my Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Energy, Honorable Papa Sanya, who has been personally pushing these projects, on all our energy projects. He's a minister who has been a technician and is still a technician and working hand in glove with us. Honorable, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency, why I started with the word Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen? This is a year of implementation, and Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we are implementing, and we will continue to implement. The sky is limit, as mentioned by my MD. That is the slogan of my ministry. Only the sky will stop us going up. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Barrow, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Cabinet Ministers are present, the Deputy Secretary General, the Secretary to Cabinet, Permanent Secretaries and other senior government officials present. This includes the Managing Directors and Directors General, representatives of the Islamic Development Bank, even though they are unable to make it. But Your Excellency, Honorable Musa Silla is out there in Jeddah, and he's keenly listening to this program. Representatives of the contractor, STX of South Korea, and their collaborator, Ja Oil. I think I don't have to mention this again. Ahmed Ja is actually an entrepreneur and is taking a lot of risk for this country, and is coming into energy, not only in this conventional but even downstream energy. I also want to recognize, Your Excellency, the presence of Uncle O.J. Jallo, who I only informed him last night around 10:30 p.m. and he promised to be here, and he's here with us today. Your Excellency, the Governor of West Coast Region and Deputy Governor, I'm sure if we had mobilized this, we cannot fill this place, but we advise him not to mobilize crowd because of COVID. But I'm very grateful that they are able to control the crowd. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much, Governor. The Board of Directors of NAVEC, they are all present here. The advisor to the Minister, Mr. Mahmoud Sar, is also present. I recognize him. The Chief of Brikama, the Alcalos and other local dignitaries, venerable religious leaders, service chiefs, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I have the utmost pleasure and satisfaction to be part of this important ceremony for the official inauguration of the 20 megawatt heavy fuel oil at additional capacity in the Brikama power plant, funded through our long-standing and fruitful engagement with the Islamic Development Bank. The project will increase the domestic electricity generation to meet the growing electricity demand in the country. Providing access to electricity to support inclusive and sustainable socio-economic development is one of the vital cornerstones of the government's priorities as articulated in the energy sector policies, strategies, and the National Development Plan 2018-2021. In terms of access, the national electrification target is to reach 60% by end of this year and universal access by 2025. There is no doubt that the inauguration of this project today reflects the government's commitment to achieving the noble goal of bringing electricity to the doorsteps of every citizen to improve lives and livelihood. Your Excellency, through your leadership, foresight, and support, the Gambia energy sector has seen remarkable transformations since 2017, when my ministry spearheaded, with support from partners, the development and adoption of an electricity roadmap for the sector to guide its development in short to medium term. I am pleased to say that 3 years into its implementation, the roadmap has yielded tangible outcomes, such as the narrowing of the electricity generation gap, the expanded and more reliable electricity supply, the reduction of system losses through the refurbishment and expansion of the transmission and distribution infrastructure. However, since the adoption of the roadmap in 2018, the domestic, regional, and international energy landscape has changed, necessitating the need for the roadmap to consider these new realities. I am happy to inform Your Excellency that the roadmap update is currently underway, will feature a least cost power generation plan and transmission and distribution, as well as a universal access master plan for the Gambia. As part of the implementation of the roadmap, the government of the Gambia, with the support from the African Legal Support Facility, has launched a competitive tender for a 30 megawatt heavy fuel oil dual fuel to be commissioned in 2022 through private sector participation as an independent power producer. Once procured, this expected increase in the domestic generation capacity was creating business opportunities for private investment in electricity generation, contributing to the Gambia's foreign direct investment inflow portfolio. The addition of the new generation capacity is complemented with the continued expansion and reinforcement of the transmission and distribution network throughout the country, with the ultimate goal of having a national grid that connects the whole country through a 225 kV high voltage transmission line. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with the global energy transition towards low carbon and sustainable energy solutions, the government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Petroleum, is committed to promoting the development and deployment of renewable energy for both on-grid and off-grid applications. This is done by creating the enabling environment through policy and legislation to stimulate both public and private investment in this area. The Renewable Energy Act of 2013 establishes the legal, economic, and institutional basis for the promotion of on-grid and off-grid renewable electricity. The government of the Gambia secured funding for the construction of a first large-scale on-grid 20 megawatt solar PV plant in Jambu, is mentioned by the MD, Nawet. Preparations for the construction of the power plant are in high gear, and the plant is expected to come online in 2022 to add to the electricity generation mix. In the area of off-grid electrification, the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy from the African Development Bank has developed the policy and regulatory framework to promote green mini-grids in rural off-grid communities, where the main grid may not reach in the medium term. As part of our strategy for universal electricity access, we target to connect 1/3 of the rural population through off-grid solutions by 2030, mainly through green mini-grids and stand-alone home systems. This target cannot be readily achieved without putting in place an effective regulatory framework and developing the necessary financial support and the risking mechanisms for the private sector, which is the focus of the Green Mini-Green Country program being implemented by the Ministry. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, to complement our national efforts to diversify our energy resources and ensure energy security, the government of the Gambia, through MOP, Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, is actively engaged in bilateral, regional, and international discussions and partnerships that promote energy cooperation, transit, and trade. We are also actively engaged and committed to our regional efforts to promote cross-border energy trade and transit within the ECOWAS region, principally through OMVG interconnection network, which is currently under construction. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, please allow me to highlight some of the key achievements we registered in the electricity subsector since 2017. In terms of new electricity connections, we have added 81,785 new customers since January 2017, representing 36% of the total number of customers. In terms of generation capacity, we have added 85 megawatts of new and replaced capacity, including the 30 megawatt rental and 20 megawatt being inaugurated today, as compared to 46 megawatts available in 2017. In 2017, we had only 46 megawatts. Today, we have 85 megawatts. Our peak demand is 70 megawatts. So we have a spinning reserve of 15 megawatts. Your Excellency, we are also in the renewable, as I mentioned, which is very, very important. My MD spoke about least cost. And the only way we can reduce tariff is to have a more reliable and also affordable source of energy. That's why we are promoting renewable solar power. Solar is creeping into the energy mix gradually and, of course, carefully. We have currently 46 kilowatt of solar project off-grid of the petroleum house. I'm beginning the solarization of office buildings from my own office first. We are making 46 kilowatt of solar for the petroleum house. This is being done by Unique Solution. This is a Gambian company, and Solar 23. So here also we thank Papa Yusuf Njai of Unique Solution. So Gambians are coming in. They are all are coming, Papa Yusuf is coming, and many people are coming to power generation now. So I want this to be recognized. Your Excellency, Gambians are coming in the energy sector. We also have 501 kilowatt at MRC Fajara. This was done by Bolo Pandema Association and their partner Azimuth 360. Your Excellency, this was done by women engineers, all women. So not only people are coming privately, but to go on rooftops and put solar energy. We also have 106 kilowatt of GCCI, this Gamma Chamber of Commerce, by Solar 23 company. And we are also working on 100 kilowatt at the University of the Gambia. This is being implemented by Gam Solar. Excellency, in terms of transmission and distribution lines, we have added 217 kilometers of high voltage, that is 30 to 33 kV lines, 144 kilometers of medium voltage, that is 11 kV lines, and 479 kilometers of low voltage lines across the country. In terms of electricity access, we have identified 66 communities in Greater Banjul area and 23 in the provinces from 2017. At this juncture, Your Excellency, I would like to thank Your Excellency first for your continuous support and guidance in the energy sector. You have a passion for energy, you always talk about it, and you made a promise which, as my Prime Minister said, we are poised to deliver, and we're definitely going to deliver. I'll also take this opportunity to thank the Islamic Development Bank for the funding of this project. For the 20 megawatts we are inaugurating today. Your Excellency, let me also thank the contractors, STF, and the consultants, ONE, of course, Hamid Jah of Jah Oil, who is part of this project. I want to thank my ministry staff, my permanent secretary, and the Director of Energy, and all the energy staff and entire staff of Ministry of Petroleum. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the board and directors, or the board of directors of NAVEC, and the entire staff of NAVEC. Your Excellency, it's a policy at the Ministry of Petroleum that we set the policy stage. We set the stage, we develop policies, the regulations, the strategies, and we allowed operators to operate without interference. This is what is bringing the progress we are making announcing today. So NAVEC is under the board, and the board is responsible, very experienced, very committed, and they very supported the NAVEC management This is why they are progressing, and Your Excellency will progress more and more. I want to thank the Minister of Finance that's here. Sometimes I think, maybe I will sometimes say that he is biased in supporting me, but definitely he is supporting everybody. But he is definitely always on my side. I call him at any time, even at night. Last night I called him at night, and to make sure he attends the program, wherever he is most come, and he probably here. I also want to thank the Minister of Lands and Environment. Lands, because we need the land. All this land we have here is being provided by Minister of Lands. We are talking 150 megawatts of solar. That needs a lot of land. So we are very appreciative the Minister of Lands and the local government authority at Mansakongo. The governor of LRR is very supportive, and Your Excellency, I think the land in that area is almost resolved. So we are very grateful to Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Land, that you are really supporting us and get land. For solar, it needs land, and definitely there's no way we can work without the local authorities. And we are also very thankful to the governor here also, because without the governor's support, some of these things that we are going here, and also in Jambur, we cannot get that land without the governor's support also. And also we are thankful to the Minister of Environment, because for any project we have to do environmental impact assessment. And that assessment is very necessary, is to support the lives, the health of everybody. So, and energy activities, energy programs, energy works, and requires a lot of environmental activities. So definitely we have to work hard in glove with the environment. And I want to thank the entire cabinet. There's no single time that I don't have support from the cabinet. Yes, we critique each other, we are very active in everybody's project. But definitely it's a very supportive cabinet. I really want to thank you all, those present and those who are unable to make it. Your Excellency, with these few remarks, I want to thank you very much. And
thank you, Honorable Fafasanya. Okay. Okay, jërëjëf. Ah, bane independent bi nee na sax 20 megawatt bii ni lu mu ñoo jox si courant loolu rëy la. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for those insightful remarks and highlighting the progress made by the ministry since 2017. And among them is our transition to renewable energy in our energy mix, and especially prominent is the 150 megawatt to be available in the country in the area of LRR. This 150 megawatt actually is not only going to be for Gambia, but it's for the whole ECOWAS sub-region, because we have a regional market now, and we're going into energy trade. So part of it may not all be available for Gambia, but part of it would also be sold to other countries to make use of it. So that's why the OMBG infrastructure is very important. And that project is also ongoing. As you can see, works are over there. We'll soon be inaugurating that. So they keep mentioning that my minister and the environment minister, they get along well. You know why they get along? Because all our projects are now environmentally friendly. So we're promoting his agenda. So this is why we're getting on, along with him. And my minister also, maybe he's not saying it, but he has his master's in environment, in the field of environment. So he's not only a geologist, but he's an environmentalist too. So that's now we just have an interlude of music. Esa, can you take over? Just have some entertainment before the President, His Excellency, delivers his thank you.
Thank you very much, PS Camara. As we all know, the historical event of this magnitude cannot be exempted from an entertainment. I therefore call Gambia Police Band to entertain the gathering. Few minutes, Gambia Police Band.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. You know why I repeat the Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen? Because our slogan is, we should all speak with one voice. The management of NAWEC, the ministry, and the board of NAWEC, we want to assure you from the President's office that we will give you support, and our support, the sky is the cabinet ministers here present, senior government officials and service chiefs, National Assembly members, local government authorities, religious leaders, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a delight to preside over the inauguration of the new 20 megawatts power plant installed here in Brikama. It is a source of joy to observe that the event is being held as part of the activities marking the 56th independent anniversary of our dear motherland. The occasion adds to the ample evidence of my government's commitment to our 2021 energy roadmap and national development plan. The addition of 20 megawatts to our electricity generation capacity will significantly address the country's power capacity gaps and serve as a catalyst to achieve and maintain regular electricity supply for the entire Gambian nation. Ladies and gentlemen, this power plant project results from the government's belief that energy is a key driver of economic development. Thus, it has to serve as leverage to raise living standards and reduce poverty in the country. It stands out as another means of accelerating the country's key infrastructure investments to empower Gambian citizens to access essential services. And the level of economic growth we desire. The rapid increase in the generation capacity of NAVEC and the expansion of its service within the past 4 years has been quite practical. We are convinced it takes such innovative strategies to rekindle hopes and uplift the living standards of our people. Demand of power arising from the expansion of economic activities in the country also makes it compelling for government to redouble our efforts in the energy sector. The strategy is to gradually replace the old generator sets with reliable ones and maintain a single national grid. Besides providing sustainable energy for all, it is equally necessary to work towards cost-reflective electricity tariffs in a systematic manner and within the right regulatory framework. We remain committed to the socio-economic development objectives as outlined in our National Development Plan. The AU 2063 agenda and the EU Partnership for Green Transition and Energy Access. Accordingly, the energy sector has a critical role to play for the realization of these mileposts. To this end, the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy is establishing an energy platform to exploit sustainable energy solutions in order to propel agricultural development, facilitate trade, and promote digital inclusion among other. We are also working with our development partners to mitigate the effects of climate change, increase our renewable energy uptake, and improve energy efficiency in our homes, institutions, and businesses. Let me stress that my government will keep up the momentum of infrastructure development. We need good roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals, to name a few examples. And all these developments require a regular and reliable electricity supply. Therefore, this occasion marks a key milestone for the nation in the long quest for steady power supply. The generation capacity of electricity are other projects to step up access and expand the transmission and distribution network within a reinforced and reliable system. These measures will improve supply, increase customer connections, and support investments. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, despite significant improvements on access to electricity in 2017, there remains a considerable portion without electricity supply. To address this, in collaboration with our development partners, government will, in the next 3 years, create access to over 685 communities. Countrywide. Our target is universal access by 2025, which is earlier than the 2030 sustainable energy for all. I am happy to observe that so far, most of the priorities of the NDP and the 2017 energy roadmap have been successfully fulfilled. This puts the energy sector on a firm footing for bigger successes. We will continue to encourage the private sector participation. With these reforms, I am confident that our 2025 target will be attained. Against this background, a comprehensive energy master plan development is being developed to set the pace. Distinguished ladies and at this juncture, it is worth mentioning that the overall cost of this power plant project is $28.44 million US. We are indebted, therefore, to the Islamic Development Bank for providing $25.22 million US of the cost. We convey special thanks to the President of the bank, His Excellency Bandar Haja, and his staff for their unflinching support to Gambia. Furthermore, we appreciate the efforts of the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, the board and management of NAWEC, and all stakeholders for the success of the project. However, I urge the board and the management of NAWEC to redouble their efforts in boosting their generation capacity to support the government's initiative across the country. Having said this, I express gratitude to the contractor, STX Heavy Industries of South Korea, for undertaking successfully. We recognize also the efforts of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs for facilitating the government's counterpart contribution of $3.22 million US. As a government, we commend all those who contributed to the success. I renewed my government pledge to continue our development endeavors to power our homes, industries, and economy into a brighter future. As we pursue our 2025 Energy for All agenda, I ask all citizens to remain vigilant and protect the infrastructure provided for you and make the best use of the services put at your disposal. With renewed zeal and hope for a brighter future for all Gambians, I now declare the Brikama Plan Project officially inaugurated, and I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those assuring remarks, especially to the board and the ministry and the people of the Gambia. Now on the agenda,
ka kodo mutaka bonang UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland ani nyimbanku tomal mu meto. Supersonics le itadulate. Anada di masanji jama Gambia banko kan ise kodo tano le ibe dawo da birin katon fokoina andung batatije. Hade batatije ise kodo tano le ka bonam bantala banko to birin UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland ani nyimbanku tomal mu beto na doku sone yata atariata akoita andung allanna yata. Gambia banko kan Supersonics le dinkiral siyata katambinyin tomal mu meti. Supersonics be banku tan sabani nani le to fota findu bankol to. Dung ila Google Play Store to wala ila Apple App sign ye Supersonics la money transfer app o download. Porque ifa munafang na service la.
St. Augustine's and Gambia High School were undoubtedly the two major schools that compete in the Gambia in terms of when it comes to sports and academics. Our principal could be scared to actually pass in front of Gambia High, and the same thing with Mr. Carr. We are all cool. We always went to Gambia High School to take their girls.
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea. I thought we should be able to reconcile these two schools.
The Gamsen Reconciliation Team. Unity. Today, tomorrow, and forever.
Today, if there is any Gambian Talents promotion, it's because of my involvement with Singate.
Yeah.
Now, Gambian Talents is one of the first online radio stations.
No doubt.
Yes. Life is all about trial and error.
Right.
A lot of us give up too soon or too quick. Whatever the heart and mind of the person conceives and believes, it can surely achieve.
Right.
ju am jom nen dem xool kii mooy kan teg leen foofu seen baaraam ma wan leen kii mooy kan suñu gan mooy kan.
man ñu ma xam man am ci and I'm proud mun naa ko wax si internet bi man bugguma yëfi yaaxa because lu tax bugguma yëfi yaaxa man du ma dee fàtte gannaaw man nu ma dëkka America 21 years ma ñëw I always remember I'm from Nyamena Tankunko, a village where people are still suffering and people don't have the basic necessities of life.
ñu gis ne yaa ngi Amérique gis ne tam nag de boo susu yàggut nii rek ñu dégg susu bi nga xam ne internet baa ko laal ñeneen ñi ngi wane jomma baadu moo jël xaalis Amérique ak yooyu ñu bëggoon a xam yow ban façon susu.
Oh non kamara yi lee ko naate musu bokk si susu yooyu. Because man jayuma suma boppa waaye man duma dee kufam ba pare duma dee teg nit but man mun naa àndaa yow nga am diamond 10 times nga ransala ko billahi walaay taala dama laa wax ne rafet na de waaye xam naa ne man su ma ko buggee jënda du baasi man.
bi nga doon ñëw wax nga sa jëkkër yaa ngi ñëw.
non
waxuloo ko dara.
waxuma ko de maa ngi ñëw moo tax tàggoo ma ñu bari.
naa da nga mos a jëfandikoo taba o.
subhanallah.
Just come with me let me show you. xool leen lii foo leen mos a gisee semestre buy ñëw holiday di ñëw si on place am di sanse lii xool leen lii
Printing and design SB printing and design dama bëgg ngeen jox ma noppa bu baax bi yéen ñi nga xam ne ni di ngeen am seen kër yi ees yéen ñi nga xam ne di ngeen am ay boutique wala ay salon wala lépp li ngeen xam ne ni méngoo na ak wàllu peinture ak design jokkoo leen ak ki nga xam ne ni moom mooy Uyo Seku Bojang xarañ lool si liggéeyam xam li muy def mun ko te di ko def ak SB printing design lépp loo leen nama si xeetum design paint and everything li ngeen soxla si seen boutique seen néeg seen kër yi ees yi dama ne jokkoo leen ak moom si 331 3415 331 3415 nekk foofu sa Serekunda ci Kistown jokkoo leen ak ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy SB printing design ñun designal leen ba seen xol sedda li sedda sa xol ñun loolu moo ñu soxal ak SB printing design taaral sa kër taaral sa dëkkuwaay.
Salam bitik
Salam Bitik moo leen ay nuyu askan bi jox leen ma seen noppa si wàllum téléphone du Samsung du Nokia Spark xeetam boo xalaat Salam Bitik am na ko waaye tablette yaa ngi fa router yaa ngi fa data card yaa ngi fa xale yi nag seeni tablette ñu fa xale yi ñu bég la Salam Bitik bu ka waaye mag ñi ñu kontaan xataay leen ñu dem Salam Bitik sa Kairaba Avenue Johnson ma Njaay Kunda bi foofu la gaay nekk soo demee si Salam Bitik di nga fa fekk téléphone yu baax call leen Abdoulaye Cissé si 3939939 mbete it ngeen call ko si 5050150 nuyul leen ma Salam Bitik